Most research until recently was on isolated species of bacteria growing on their own, but we now realise that most bacteria live in really very complex communities. And within those communities, they're behaving like any other community. They very often produce a protective sort of structure around them by secreting sort of glue-like structures. But they can also communicate with each other. They can sense how many friends of theirs there are around or how many enemies they've got around, and they'll respond accordingly. If there are enemies around, then they'll produce toxins. Some of those could be antibiotics, but they'll produce toxins to fight for their patch of land. Or they can fight with little spears, which are actually modified bacteriophage. So again, they can get their patch of land, or they can eat what comes out of those bacteria. They can sense whether the environment around them is better or worse, and will swim to a better environment, remembering what the past environment was like. They can actually snuggle up to another bacterial species and have sex. They're incredibly promiscuous and seem to have sex with any sort of bacterial species that goes past them. And they're also subject, as we are, to pathogens. There are viruses that will infect them, called bacteriophage, and there are also predatory bacteria that are roaming around, looking for other bacteria that they can eat and use for their own growth. So we know now that bacteria are living these sort of huge, complex lives within these big communities. And if we actually interfere with the dynamics of those communities, it can make us, or the soil, or the oceans unwell.